Hey there, everyone. Oh, you can't hear me? Sorry. I forgot I had my mask on. Silly me. Well, I'm here to read you another story. Today's story is called Not Norman, a goldfish story. I wonder just what might happen in this story. Looks like there's a goldfish and a boy. I wonder if they'll go on an adventure. Let's read to find out. This book was written by Kelly Bennett and illustrated by Noah Jones. When I got Norman, I didn't want to keep him. I wanted a different kind of pet. Not Norman. Have you ever gotten a gift you didn't really want? Or do you have any pets? Do you have a pet goldfish? I wanted a pet who could run and catch, or one who could climb trees and chase strings. A soft, furry pet to sleep on my bed at night, but not Norman. He just kind of sits in the bowl, huh? This is it, Norman, I decide. I'm trading you in for a good pet. Norman doesn't move. Not even a fin twitches. What do you think the boy considers a good pet? A dog? A cat? A lizard? I don't know. Let's keep reading. Then the boy looks at the fish, Norman. How can I trade him like this? No one will want a sorry-looking fish in a gunky bowl. Look at that gunk. But when I drop Norman into his nice, clean bowl, he starts dipping and flipping and flapping his fins all around. He looks so goofy, I have to laugh. Don't think that just because you made me laugh, I'm going to keep you, I tell him. Tomorrow, you're out of here. Norman blows a stream of bubbles. Can you see the bubbles? That was when the boy was mad. The next day, I take Norman to school with me. If I talk him up real good during show and tell, maybe somebody will want him. On the way there, we see my friend Austin. Austin has a real cool dog and 7 puppies. Want to swap one of your pets for Norman? I ask. Who's Norman? Asks Austin. My goldfish, I say. By the time I rescue Norman, half his water is gone. What do you think happened to his water? How did it disappear? I'm sorry, I tell Norman when we get to school. I'm really sorry. He just stares at me all googly-eyed. What do your googly eyes look like? Finally, it's my turn to show and tell. Just as I start to talk about goldfish, Emily shouts, Jenny's gone! Who let my snake loose? Uh-oh. Snake loose in the classroom. Snake's missing from the cage. Or terrarium. Look at all the chairs turned over. I wonder why they're like that. Does anyone hear the story of how I got Norman? Does anyone even ask to hold his bowl? No. They're all jumping and screaming and chasing the snake. Not Norman. He's looking right at me. Thanks for listening, I tell him. I guess goldfish make pretty good listeners. It's one good thing about them. That afternoon, we go to my music lesson. As soon as it's over, I'm taking Norman back to the pet store. I take out my tuba and begin to play. I glance over at Norman. He's swaying back and forth. Look, 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 glug, glug, he mouths. Look, Norman's singing, I say. Pay attention, snaps the teacher, and try to play the proper notes. Bum, 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 ba, 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 boo, ba, boo, boo, ha. Maestro, that's the teacher. The maestro makes me stay for extra practice. By the time my lesson is over, it's too late to go to the pet store. Don't think that just because you like my music, I'm going to keep you, I tell Norman. He glugs. To see the pictures? That night, I am sound asleep when screech, screech. What's that noise? Ooh, does he look scared? I wonder what he's scared of. What do you think it could be? Scratch, scritch, screech. Yikes! There's something at the window. Then, out of the corner of my eye, I spot. What do you think he sees? Something scary? Norman! Did you think it was Norman that he saw? He isn't scared. He isn't swimming around in circles either. He glugs and gives me a little wave. I'm not alone. I guess Norman keeps being a good pet. Together, Norman and I slide open the curtains. It was just a broken branch. Thanks for watching out for me, Norman. You think the little boy is starting to like Norman? On Saturday, I take Norman to the pet store, just like I said I would. I look at the cats and the dogs and snakes and birds. I look at the hamsters and mice and lizards too. They all look like good pets, but they are not Norman. See how this book ends. When I got Norman, I wasn't sure I wanted to keep him. But now, even if I could pick any pet in the whole world, I wouldn't trade him. Not Norman. And sometimes that happens. We get a gift or we get a toy, something that we don't like very much, or something happens that we don't like the way it's happening. But usually it turns out to be good. We just have to wait and see what happens. Well, folks, thanks for joining us for another story time. I hope you're doing well, hope you're staying safe, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Bye!